Hi everyone, and a really warm welcome to Makeup Week India, and this is our virtual session and it's our final day. My name's Armand Beasley, I'm a celebrity makeup artist, and I am delighted that I'm going to be joined by one of the best educators in India. It's Seema. How are you, Seema?
I'm fine, I'm good. Thank you, Armand. It's my pleasure to be here too.
It's gorgeous to see you. Of course, Seema, we're going to be talking a little bit about editorial hairstyles and also maybe an easy updo that makeup artists who perhaps haven't got any experience within hair can easily do, because I think now more than ever it's important that we diversify ourselves and be as 360 with our approach to beauty as possible. Do you agree?
Yeah. I find that makeup artists more and more, they require to, kind of learn at least some basic hairstyling techniques and all that, because very often the clients require somebody who's doing makeup and hair both. Just wanted to check, Armand, I am using a vertical profile. Shall I turn my camera the other way, the way you're doing?
I think so. If that's okay, yes. I think we need to be landscape. That's super. Yeah. That's great, because you're filling the whole screen now. That's perfect. Yeah. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about your career though, Seema. I mean, you've been in the industry now for over 30 years, and with hair and with makeup. And of course, you've got your fabulous academies too. So tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Pull up a chair.
And also, guys at home, if you have got a little dolly head, because this is going to be an amazing opportunity for you to perhaps create what Seema is going to create for us. Stupidly, I said, well, I'll have a go. This is my little dolly. I did show it to Seema, and I'm glad that she didn't laugh, but this is my dolly. There she is. She's not very happy at the moment.
No, that's fine.
It's okay. So I'm not a hairdresser at all. I'm a makeup artist, and I've obviously made a living out of being a makeup artist for a number of years. But how did you get down your path of beauty and become hair and makeup professional?
I started in 1985, 83 actually, but I started my job in 85. And there was only one good school here to study makeup and hair. In those times, hair, makeup, beauty, everything was one course. We didn't have the specializations. Yes. So we had to, study everything over a period of 6 months. And I found that I was drawn more towards hairdressing and makeup, because I'm a creative person. So something which was repetitive, like as in a beauty, like giving a facial or skincare. Yes. I found that hairdressing and makeup was more like what I was drawn to. And I decided to study hairdressing then in 85. So it's been really, really long journey. And I'm still studying like till date. And I decided as and when it opened up that I could study further. Like I did my hairdressing from Pvt Ltd, and I did my IVQ level 4, which is from City and Guilds, UK. And, so I have my LCGI degree in hairdressing and my teacher's training from Pvt Ltd. So I always knew I wanted to be an educator. And makeup, I did it from Crowden, as well as London College of Fashion, Session School, and AOFM. And I continue learning till date, as I said. I had a salon for a few years, but I decided I want to be completely into education. So since 2012, I started my academy, which is the SVJ Academy. It's basically my initials, SVJ. And I teach upstyling and makeup. That's the two subjects I'm focusing on. So totally into education, because we really need it here.
Well, let's see how good you are trying to educate me. I mean,
but
honestly, this is going to be either a disaster or it's going to be a masterpiece. I'm not quite sure which, so pray for me at home. Pray for me.
Right. So I
Oh,
know you don't.
Seema, you seem to have frozen. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Is it good?
Well, I've got my dolly here. So tell us a little bit about editorial hairdressing then, and what it means to create something that's suitable for editorial.
Shall I get started on the demo and talk? Because otherwise, we'll be short of time.
Yeah, we can
So
chat.
let me talk while I'm used to talking and teaching and, kind of.
So at home, hopefully, if you've got any questions as well, if you just fire them over to us and the team at Beauty can whiz them over to me, and then I can direct them to Seema as well.
So what I've done.
Oh, right, you put your... Okay. I'm going to try and do this at the same time as you're talking away.
Sure.
You put it into a high pony. So you sectioned off the front.
I have sectioned off the front into a V section, and the balance hair I've taken it into a ponytail.
Oh, so sorry, Seema, you're frozen. Hang on a second. Let's get back.
That's a V section.
Yeah.
And the rest of the hair is taken into one ponytail.
Okay. Now I haven't got a lot of hair here, so does that have to be higher?
When you don't have a lot of hair, you can shift the ponytail just slightly about an inch ahead.
Okay.
Because I believe you don't have extensions, so
no. This is just rushed together because I thought it'd be good to try and emulate a master at her work.
Right. So I can tell you about the editorial hairstyling.
Okay.
It's very creative, and there's so much one can play with textures and sometimes colors, and But what's important is to understand what is the requirement of the client. Usually there is a certain, brief given that this is like kind of a subject or a mood board and all that. So one has to obviously create a style which goes with what's, the requirement. And sometimes I get a free hand to do what I want to do, which makes me very happy, of course, because you can just kind of, sky's the limit in creating. Right. So that's a ponytail. Can I just see where you've placed your ponytail?
It's probably quite low, isn't it?
Yes. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Right. Okay. So we'll proceed with this. So I'm going to add my donut.
Got a donut too.
So I've opened up my donuts really. So if you unroll it, or you can use the donut. You use the donut the way it is. I had actually cut my donuts to my requirements, so I didn't have a full donut.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place my ponytail towards the front.
Yes. I need to tighten this.
And the donut so that I align this at an angle.
Okay. This is not very neat. So at an angle?
Yeah, at this kind of just a little angular, so that we get this angle.
Oh, okay. This flips up. And does my pony go through the donut?
No, let the pony go in the front and the donut on the top.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of put the donut on the ponytail. Put the ponytail in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then place the donut. Yes, and pin it up.
And pin it up?
Yes.
What type of pins do you use?
I use a U-pin.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
If I knew that you were going to do the hairstyle with me, I would have planned an easier hairstyle.
Don't worry about it. Listen, hey, you know what? I'm all for having a bit of fun, because ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to just step out of your comfort zone. And this, for me, is not in my comfort zone.
Right. So I have very limited pins of different sizes because I'm unable to go to the academy to pick up my stuff.
Yeah. That's okay. We just muddle along.
Yeah. Right. So that's the donut fixed. And I do have one more donut in case if you have.
Yeah.
Then I'm adding that donut on the top.
I haven't got that donut. I've only got one little.
So you keep to one donut. I have, again, pieces of donut and
Yeah.
another opened up donut. So how do you make this is basically when you unroll your donut,
Yeah.
then you get this strip. So these are basically all the pieces that I've been using, and I kind of put it together so that it becomes like a donut.
Okay, so you're really piling 2 or 3 on top there, aren't you?
Yes. I do have big ones, but as I said, that I haven't been able to go to the academy, so I'm going with what is available.
Yeah. And do you still do fashion shows yourself, or is it mostly education?
Yes. No, I do fashion shows also. We just recently did IFA Awards, the India Intimate Fashion Week, and a few designers shows and all. Yes, I do, because it gives the students an opportunity to get an experience, you see. It's very important for the students to have that kind of exposure. So
Yeah.
yes, I do a little bit of shoots and fashion shows. Shoots are my own personal, more my personal shoots. I did learn photography when I wrote my book, so sometimes I just pick up the camera. We have the whole setup at the academy for having a shoot.
So you can do photography as well?
I learned photography when I decided to write my book, since I wanted to write on Indian hairstyles. And I traveled kind of around the country to study the sculptures in the museums. And I couldn't have a photographer traveling with me. It would be very expensive. So I rather invested in a good camera and lenses and studied my photography and went ahead.
Oh,
So,
how amazing. Because at the end of the day, it's all about your eye, isn't it? It's about how you see your art. So you're the perfect person to capture it.
Right. So I have, if you see now,
Yeah.
I have created a shape.
Okay.
I have a ponytail. All this hair in the front.
Okay.
And I'm going to put some extensions in.
Okay.
So what I've done is I have put safety pins.
Right.
In this hair weft, you know, because when you have safety pins, it makes it very easy to use this.
Oh, that's a really good tip.
Yeah. Because otherwise to pin it up is so difficult. So all I do is just place it here on the ponytail, and I put my pins through the safety pin.
Okay. To secure that it, what a great idea.
You know, so it's very quick. Because the weft can weigh a lot, but it's very safe through the safety pins.
That's super.
Yeah.
Do you use a lot of hair extensions when you're creating?
No, I don't use a lot of things. Very few. So what I have is this. Now what I'm going to do is, this hair, I'm going to cover it up.
Right.
Take it into 3 sections. This is, I didn't have the correct color. So you don't do it currently because I will teach you how to do the front hair, the ponytail later. I had only these extensions with me, so I'm using the ones that I have.
Okay, you're back combing now.
Yes, I'm back combing, but you wait because we will be doing the ponytail later. So,
oh, okay. So
yes.
I just wait now. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
you're doing the hair extension.
I'm back combing that.
Sweeping that around the
The
donuts.
donut. Yes.
Gorgeous shape. And what are the trends that you're seeing at the moment, Seema, when it comes to hair?
Quick styles. In quick styles when it's runway. In editorial, it's still the popular is the open hairstyle.
Yeah.
But in the bridal hairstyles, it's the Russian hairstyles are very, very popular.
Russian hairstyles.
Yeah, in the bridals in India, the Russian hairstyles are popular. So it depends on you know, which category or which subject we're talking about. Because you know, we have so many, like the classic styles, the historic styles, the red carpet styles.
Yeah.
The editorial hair, the Russian hairstyle are the popular one. So
and what is Russian hairstyle? Describe the Russian hairstyle to me, because I'm unfamiliar.
Right. So basically, a few years back, Georgie Cott, my teacher, he who's a world champion many times over, the kind of awards and all that he's won, and created styles, commercial styles from the competition techniques.
Okay.
See, so all competition techniques, but created wonderful, undoable styles, really not practical on brides because it takes so much time prepping and doing it. So it's a lot for the Instagram, but they look very, very beautiful, you know, and those are becoming really popular here in India and world over. So I've taken the other side.
Yes. And that's just folding around again.
Just around it, yes.
Oh,
this is not going to be seen. This is not going to be seen because I will cover it up with the ponytail hair. So this is just for my structure.
Okay.
And the center section, I can leave some, yeah, I can leave some if I want, or just take all of it.
Okay.
I'll just take all of it.
Do you see color playing a big part with hair now?
Pardon?
Do you see color playing a big part? Hair color?
Yes, of course. Yes, yeah. Of course, because it gives you, you can have emphasis with a color.
Yes.
Rather than accessorizing, it can be a point of emphasis. It depends on whether one has colored the hair or put in extensions. You know, you can change the dimensions of the face. Example, like if somebody has a narrow forehead, you can highlight, you know, along the hairline, which is where I want it wider. Then that light color will give that width to the face, you see? So I can use it in such a way to change the way the face looks, appears, you know, or to enhance the hairstyle. So it can be either of that, you know. And of course, you can make it very, very interesting using things like lime green and fuchsia pink and adding all those extensions and making it interesting. So really, it all depends on how it's being used and what kind of color we can add to the hairstyle. Right, so I've put that extension and I'm pinning it up.
Yeah. And when it comes to doing magazine work, editorial shoots,
Yeah.
are you seeing a lot of color and texture being used in those particular types of shoots? And what kind of colors are you seeing? Because I think last year we saw a lot of pink and a lot of purple tones.
Purple and pinks, yes, yes.
Yeah. What are we seeing this year and maybe going into next year, or certainly for autumn winter 2020?
See, reds keep coming back.
Red, yeah.
It keeps coming back, you know, like it kind of goes and it comes. It's not like pure bright red, but a lot of pastels are in, you know. People are preferring either pastels or literally the bright colors.
Okay.
If you see a lot of hair coloring that's being done, see a lot of pastels, or you see the crazy colors, you know, the bright ones. So what I'm doing now is I have kind of that ponytail. Now you can do the ponytail.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I'm dividing it into 3 sections.
3 sections of the ponytail?
Yes, just to cover this up.
Okay.
So you can cover your donut with those sections.
Okay. Let's hope let's hope I've got enough hair to cover the donuts.
No, what you can do simply is just backcombing it and cover the donut. Very simple.
Okay. And how many academies have you got now, Seema?
Just one academy. I teach myself.
You're the only teacher there, or do you get help in?
I'm the only person at the academy.
No. Oh my goodness. How do you cope? You must be so busy.
Yeah.
Wow. Mind you, I don't think you'd get me in to help teach somehow with what I'm doing.
Of course you could. You're welcome.
I don't think so.
You can handle the makeup.
I'll do the makeup side of things. Yeah, I'm quite comfortable with that.
That ease off a lot of pressure for me.
So, do I, as I go, as I'm covering, do I pin?
See, what I'm doing is I'm doing backcombing and then I'm covering it up. Now, when you do this, see that you put hairspray on the inner side also.
Ah, okay.
On both sides of the hair.
Okay. Well, for those people that have just joined us, I'm really sorry about what I'm creating, but I know that Seema is doing the most incredible job. I'm here with Seema Jerajani, and she is creating an incredible editorial updo. And I foolishly said, well, let me try and do that as well.
So what happens when I use the hair extension, the hair sticks on hair. You see, because when I put my extensions in and if I spray, I can just stick it up. The hair just sticks on the previously placed hair. So I don't need a lot of pins, just one pin enough for the entire section.
Okay. And when it comes to photo shoots, are people still wanting a lot of updos? Is it mostly updos that you're doing for editorial work?
I do both makeup and hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, is it mostly hair up? that we're seeing for editorial work, or is it a mixture?
It's a mixture. It's a mixture because here a lot of focus is on kind of a lot of people prefer open hair, so it's not necessarily an updo like a hair up.
Yeah.
It could be, you know, just a lot of different textured waves and things like that. And I find that a lot of people from abroad have come into India, and they're kind of capturing the market, which is we should be really focusing on polishing our skills here. You know, people need to focus on polishing their skills, getting updated, because the market is open, you know. People from anywhere in the world can come in and work on editorials or anything. So, right, so now you see the way it's being finished. I'm just covering that up.
Doesn't really look like that.
No, that's okay, because you don't have the extensions, you don't have the donuts.
No.
If I didn't have that, I would also find it difficult.
That looks amazing.
I couldn't have done it otherwise, you know.
Okay, and now are we on the front section now?
Now the front section of the ponytail.
Yeah.
So a little bit of back combing more at the base.
Yeah.
And then I spread the back combing. Spray a little bit so that I have to use less spins. It sticks.
Okay. So this isn't the section that's covering the face. This isn't this particular section, is it?
This was the ponytail. This was the ponytail.
Oh, right. My ponytail's as good as it's going to get.
Okay.
And what, how important is hairspray and the type of hairspray that you use?
It's very important, especially this kind of work that I'm doing. I only prefer to use the Osis Stronghold session. You know, it's a dry spray.
Okay.
So it works really well on this kind of hairstyling. It dries immediately, and instead of spraying it like a long spray, like it's, you know, like short sprays.
Yes.
And this has a better hold.
Oh, right. Okay.
There's much more control in the hairstyle. So you see, I've created my structure.
That's super.
Now it depends whether I want it a little wider.
Yeah.
In that case, of course, I'm not doing the mirror, but don't have a mirror, but hopefully it looks all right to me.
That's amazing.
Now we start with the design. I hope this was easy enough for you to understand as a makeup artist.
No, it is. It is. I just don't have the hair extensions and things, so.
Right. So some of the lower hair came in, so I'm gonna just like. Okay. Now I start with the triangular section on the front.
Okay.
So we work on this section. I subdivide this into two sections like this.
Okay.
You know, and from this, I'm going to again take 3 sections from each. So I'll subdivide this into 3, and I'm going to subdivide this into 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the whole of the front section, you've just divided that into
first
three.
divided into half. No, I make it first into half.
Yeah.
The half towards the bouffant and the half towards the hairline. And
Fabulous.
then from the one which is towards our ponytail, I'm going to divide it into 3 sections.
Okay.
And start back combing it.
Okay.
So it's important that you back comb well at the roots and then very softly on the lengths of the hair. Now this will give us that candy floss kind of a look.
Yeah.
I'm going to just spray this. Are you there with me?
Well, nearly. I'm just
So
in.
have a look. I'm just pulling the hair a little bit like that.
Yeah.
On the side. Right? And I'm going to make it into S shapes.
Okay.
So, which means I'm pulling it there, and I can put little U-pins, kind of like this,
Yes.
into the back combing. So before I back comb and before I put the pin, I'm just going to spray inside so that the hair sticks. This helps me to mold the hair the way I want.
Okay.
Whenever you need to kind of attach the hair, you just put the spray in that area and you stick the hair.
And that's in a kind of an S shape.
Yes.
Swirl.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just going to keep these pins like so. This is just to give it some fold for the time being.
Yeah.
Then I take my next section.
Mm-hmm.
I repeat the same.
Okay. I have to say, Seema, I'm really enjoying this. I mean, obviously, I've never done anything like this before, but you know what? I think it's so good, especially when people are in lockdown and you're creative, is to push yourself and just have a go.
So what I'm doing is I'm just repeating the similar thing, but you can just create a different kind of an S shape and making it a bit more three-dimensional. So rather than placing it flat, what I'm doing is I'm seeing that there is a lift to it, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And so when I have to attach it to the bouffant, I just put some hairspray there and it gets stuck there.
Okay. And the people that come to your academy, Seema, are they predominantly hairdressers, wanting to be hairdressers, or are they wanting to do both, or are they makeup artists that want to learn extra skills?
Basically, I have courses which are one-week modules, you know. Each is a 1-week module. So if a makeup artist wants to study with me, they can start with the blow dry and the curling techniques, which are very useful for the makeup artist if their hairdresser has let them down, you see?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So it's practical for them to understand and learn the basics of blow drying and the bridal hair, you see? So when they learn the fundamentals, so they learn the fundamental of hairstyling techniques and the bridal hair. So if they just do the basic 2 courses with me, which is just a week each, it'll help them a lot in their profession. You know, so as makeup artists, most people do this 2-week program with me, which they can do 1 week, you know, initially, and then later they can join in for the next level. So it's not necessary you do all the levels together.
Yeah.
And as the hairdressers, they do further go on for the advanced hairstyling courses, where the more advanced techniques, because I teach according to the technique rather than the hairstyles, you see?
Yeah.
Because if you don't understand the technique, you know, then you can create anything you want, or you can replicate any hairstyle because you understand the technique and the applications of the technique. So, you know, in that manner, one becomes very creative. So there are systems to it, because when you understand the principles and elements of designing the hair, you know, it kind of enhances your creative abilities.
Definitely,
so the next levels where you learn mood boards, how to create mood boards, the editorial, the runway styles, all that comes to the next level.
Yeah.
And the 4th level is the avant-garde, where we finish off with photo shoots, you know.
Yeah.
So each program being 1 week, students can come in and study as and when they can take off from their work, you see.
Yes.
So it becomes easier, because usually they are professionals, but few beginners also do come into the class, you know, and they can study at their own pace according to the time and the budget.
Yes.
So this is what I do. I work about 15-20 days a month, since I'm the only one teaching. The rest of the time I'm required to do other things for the academy, but I'm not teaching.
Yes.
You know, it gives me some time to myself as well. It's been about 35 years that I'm working now. So you see how I'm creating shapes.
Okay. Yes, so that's going around. How is that looking from the front, Seema? Can I just have a look what it looks like from the front? Okay, yeah, cool.
So, you know, there's no particular shape. All I'm doing is just kind of giving it curves, because visually curved line makes it softer.
Yes.
You see, when we use straight lines, it's more graphic, it's more geometric, it's more futuristic, it's more stronger, you know. Whereas when we use curved lines, and when I backcomb it to give the softness, then it's important that I create something which is continues with the, you know, the creation, which is like the softer look.
Yes. Do you prefer doing hair to makeup, or do you love both of them?
I love both of them, but people don't recognize me much as a makeup artist because
is that frustrating for you?
It's because everybody says, you know, I have won Hall of Fame award in hairdressing, you see, and my awards and recognitions have been more in hair, which is why I'm recognized for my hairstyling skills, hairdressing skills. But I love makeup as well. In fact, Vikas had mentioned, I think he had sent you the pictures of my work, and you mentioned that it was very technical. So I was wondering, I should ask you, you know, I mean, what does that mean? Is, you know, like when you say it's technical,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful work.
Pardon?
No, beautiful. It was beautiful work.
Thank you. So, you know, as a teacher, I need to be, to teach, one needs to be very, very technical to start with, because the creativity and the flow comes once the person has some experience, you see. Until then, it's important that, you know, the rules are followed before you learn how to break the rules, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
So most of the work is done when I'm teaching. So I took this opportunity to teach editorial, because mostly I'm doing bridal teaching. But I love this kind of work. Right, so I finished with those 3 sections. Now the front 3, I do the same thing. So this I've divided into 3 sections. But I take a diagonal section. You see, I'm going to part it into 3 diagonal sections because I don't want my parting to show.
Okay.
You see, this is divided into 1, 2, and 3, that way.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I repeat the same thing. Good amount of back combing at the roots.
Yeah.
And very soft, gentle back combing on the lens to create the candy floss look. Because the kind of structures, shapes, forms that you can create in an editorial or an avant-garde shoot it kind of feels, it gives a great amount of satisfaction. I have really stopped doing clients and brides since many years.
Right.
The focus has been totally on teaching, you know. So what's popular is the bridal hairstyling, and that's where the market is in India.
The brides. And how has lockdown affected everything then? Because obviously the bridal market must have completely ground to a halt.
Yes, it has come absolutely to a halt, and I believe that there's going to be no weddings till kind of at least October or December, which is going to be very tough for people who are, you know, freelancing makeup artists or bridal artists. It's going to be very difficult for them.
Yes.
You know, for work, because there is, most people are not part of any associations, or, you know, it's not an organized thing. So it gets, well, I don't know what most people are going to do about it, you know. So again, I need to work from the front. So
okay.
I'm going to change the angle.
Ooh, okay.
So it's very important that you just stick the product where you require. So I'm going to just put this spray there. And you see the less number of pins that I'm using because I just know how to use my hairspray correctly.
Yes.
We have 10 minutes more.
Okay.
I've been observing the time as well.
Because that's another thing. I think when you're doing hair and makeup, when you're working on sessions or you're doing editorial work, you've got to be so conscious of time, haven't you?
Yes, that's why I've kept the clock in front of me. In fact, when I have a hair show where I, present my entire collection annually, I've done that for Vikas for Professional Beauty, the Salon India shows.
Yes.
And I literally have an alarm going off every X number of minutes because it's like the makeup needs to be completed by this time, the hair prep has to be done by this time, and I have to be ready by this time, and kind of, every time there's an alarm going off, and my students wonder, my assistants, that, ma'am, why are there so many alarms? I said, I know which alarm is for what. And okay, so I'm down to my last two sections.
Yeah.
How is it going? How are you managing?
Yeah, I think I'm getting some sort of shape. I'm getting some sort of thing going on here. Not sure.
Well, I'll tell you my secret. It's not the first time I'm doing it. I decided the hairstyle last night, and then I decided to practice it this morning, which is why I could send you the section. Because I like to, when I'm teaching, I like to know what I'm going to do, and especially when I know that there's a lot of people who are going to see it.
Yes.
But I have done hair shows where I have been told, like just the previous night, that Seema, you're on stage tomorrow. We have to arrange the models, and you got to present something for an hour. And with no prep, absolutely no prep, I managed to pull those through as well. So if I have the time, I definitely would prep. But if I don't have time,
it's good. It is good if you can prepare yourself, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, it's just what the movements you want to do, kind of, So it does, help what you're going to do, because then I know for sure this is what I want to do and this is how it's going to be done. So this spray, basically, you spray a little bit and then you blow immediately. So it maintains the shape. So do we get disconnected in like 1 hour? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure if we do get disconnected. I know that with actually we may do, because is this Zoom? I think it's Zoom, isn't it? So we may get disconnected, but I think I'm keeping up with you.
No, Arman and Seema, we won't get disconnected.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go.
Thank you. So you're seeing how the shape is happening, Aman? This is
I mean, mine's really not looking like that. But that's looking amazing. You've got that kind of wispy thing going up the top, so I need to do that. I need to do that. That looks fabulous. Have you got a favorite hair design that you've done and you've thought, wow, I've just surpassed myself with that?
Yes, when I took part in the championship in the OMC Hair World, that's Organization Manual Coiffure, and I participated in Paris doing the hairstyle, a fantasy hairstyle. My model was from London.
Yes.
And, you know, to prepare that hair, because I had to make everything and take it with me to Paris. The whole process was a beautiful kind of an experience.
Yeah.
Because I was focusing on the hair sheets, and you know, these hair sheets, to make these in the rainy season in Mumbai is a very difficult task, and I couldn't find any hairsprays that could kind of hold my hair sheets together. So it wasn't just about making the hair sheets, but making them last till I reach Paris, you know.
Oh gosh.
Because,
so how did you do that?
This was in 2016 that I did.
Okay.
And every day was a failure because whenever you used some hairspray, and the hair would flop, you know, at the end of the day. So I'm taking a pin just to attach back combing at the base. So every day, there's some new hairspray that we would try, and flop it goes. So it was very frustrating, but I didn't let that affect me. Because I knew that this is something I had to do and I wanted to do. You know?
Yeah.
And eventually putting all those things together on the head. Now putting about 50 sheets of hair on the head. The balance is correct. First of all, the base has to be strong. You know, the direction and the placements have to be correct. If the placements are not correct, then the model cannot place her head properly because the head starts tilting if the weight is incorrect, you see.
Yes.
So the entire structure had to be such, keeping in mind that the balance of everything that I put had to be absolutely balanced in weight as well, you see. So that was some task to be able to get that correct, you know. And it was about a 4 feet hairstyle.
4 feet, oh my goodness.
And my assistants who were supposed to travel with me didn't get the visa.
Oh.
So I managed to find somebody in Paris and somebody from London flew down, but obviously they didn't know my work, and you know, all they could help me was hold the pins, which was also difficult because I had to climb up the chair to do the hair, you know.
Oh. Wow. Danger money.
Yeah. So that was one hairstyle I say is a memorable fantasy hair kind that I did, and I learned a lot when doing that because there was so much of learning because every day of failure was enough to teach me a lot on hairstyling techniques.
Well, you know, we never stop learning, do we? And it's only when you push yourself out of your comfort zone, which you clearly did, do you find you're most creative.
Absolutely. I think
I'm not sure if I'm finding mine most creative.
People like us would get bored if we had to do the same thing every day.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know, it has to be different. I don't like to repeat hairstyles also. So every time I want to like work on something new, something different. This last whole week I've done hair show interviews every single day with hairstyles, and every day I've created a new look.
Good. Well, again, you don't get bored then.
I don't get bored, no.
That's what, yeah. So that's why you're constantly doing different things, because you don't want to get bored with what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't want to get bored. True.
Okay, I'm on my final section as well.
Okay, I have my final section left. I'm on the second last, just finishing.
It is all about where you apply the hairspray as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very important. The way you spray it is also very important. As I said, the way you spray it is also important. How much you spray, the way you spray it.
I'm trying not to overload it.
No, because you don't want it to stick. And when you're doing this, also keep in mind all this hair on the hairline needs to be sorted as well.
Yeah.
How's yours going?
Yeah, well, I think if I turn it around so you can see what's going on here.
Yeah. So give it more shapes, S shapes.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
The lesser you use straight lines, the more diagonal, the more S, the better it'll look.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is I'm using pins to support the shape, you know, before finally, see, I'll show you a close up that I've used these pins.
I don't think I've got those kind of pins, but
yeah, these are the 7 inches one. You can always make some or using a wire and folding them in.
Okay.
I'm on my last section now.
Huh?
You know, the spray matters a lot. Currently, this is the only spray. Currently, for the last 20 years, I'm just using one hairspray.
Really? Then that's the one that you found. That's the one that you're using now.
Yes, yes.
The one that I've got is Sebastian. No, it's Balmain. It's Balmain.
You know, for a lot of people in the World Championship use the same one that I'm using. Because I'm also a jury for the World Championship. So there's a lot of interaction with other jury members, and you see a lot of students using this product. I'm not a brand ambassador. I don't sell this product or anything, but it's just my personal preference.
Yes. That's a good one. I'll look into that. Okay.
So once you do your back combing, just add some spray on both sides.
Yeah.
Give it direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then stretch it. If you have enough back combing, see, like this section, there's no back combing, so I'm not able to control it, which means it's back comb missing. So it's important that every section the back combing is correct.
Yeah.
I hope the viewers will also enjoy watching this. I mean, giving it a try.
Well, and also hopefully if they've got a dolly at home and they're having a go.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry?
seeing good shape, whatever that I can see of your dummy as well.
Do you like it? Hang on a second, let me just try.
Yeah.
There you go.
As I said, if you practice it, a couple of times, you will see that visually, because here you're interviewing me, you're focusing on what I'm doing, you're not totally focused on your work, you see. So that makes a difference to the the work that you do. So that's okay.
Well, thank you. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed that. And it's something that I would come back to, because I've always avoided doing hair or going down that route. I mean, I do love it. Of course, as a makeup artist, it's so important that you have an appreciation for the hair, for what they're wearing, the whole 360 image of your client.
Right.
It is important to me, but it's just something that there's probably been a bit of fear there, thinking, oh, what happens if I make a mess like today?
No, but that's because, as I said, you're focusing on what I'm doing. It's difficult to do both together. Like, if I had to see what you're doing, it would be difficult for me to create the style. You see?
But I mean, I've learned so much, especially with you saying about placement. How you place the hairspray, how you place your pins, how you create the structure and the shape. And I think it would also help if I would have had the hair pieces.
Yes, absolutely.
Give it a little bit more volume. So for 2020, for autumn, are we going to be seeing more shorter hair, or are we seeing still very long hair?
Well, in India, it's always long hair.
Yeah. But is the fashion more going to go towards, because last year we saw the blunt bob be very, very popular.
Yeah.
Are we going to see more of a change of style and going short or long or medium?
No, here people like the long hair, and very few people really change the kind of look. The clients don't want, because the husbands want long hair or the mother-in-law wants long hair. It's very important that all the family commitments and the family pressures, or the likes and dislikes of the family, are also considered. You see more in the cities, they can have more experimental hair or bobs or something, but where you see the majority of the people will just have long layers, the Farah Fawcett hairstyle, which is like been coming since a very long time. So that's been done. So it continues that way only. And as I said, in the cities, yes, bobs, people go crazy colors, people are doing grays in their hair.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought the next look, even I think I'd like to go gray. The lockdown is helping. So
yeah, there's a lot of people embracing their natural hair color now. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so now I'm trying to just create a beautiful soft wave. An airy kind of wave, but with kind of sections which show kind of, so that it shows the direction. It's very important to give a direction to the style. So in the meantime, by the time I do the other things, if I need an extra hand, all I do is just put some pins there so that my hands are free to complete the look.
Yeah, and to pull in place.
Yeah. So.
What's your favorite
So
part of creating a hairstyle? Is it the finishing of the hairstyle, or is it, do you cut as well, Seema, or is it mostly styling that you do?
I did hair cutting, as I said, until I had the salon, because I love cuts and color as well. But when I got into teaching, it wasn't possible for me to kind of, do everything. I had to prioritize. With the salon, I used to do shoots, clients, teaching, shows, so many things that I had to burn out, and I had to decide what do I want to continue with,
Yeah.
I had to decide that what is my priority, and the priority was teaching. So I finally decided, yes, it's going to be only teaching now. So
yeah,
I still cut my family's hair, like my dad and my cousins, and but that's because I can't leave hairdressing. So you see how the front is turning out to be.
Well, that's incredible.
Just giving it direction. So you need to blow a little bit.
Okay.
Just to get that. If I'm creating a particular line, I spray and I slight blow, so it dries off beautifully. Also, one has to see that it doesn't stick out. So when I want it, like kind of,
Oh, you really brought it in, haven't you?
Yes, because what happens is when the photographer is doing his job, you have to know that it's not just one position that the model is going to be sitting. She's going to move. So it has to look fine, no matter which angle. It has to be perfect,
Yeah.
So keeping all that in mind, you have to see that your hairstyle should look fantastic from each angle. I say the same for the brides, because people have like this, okay, the front look has to be correct because they have a veil on the head. But I say, no, even if it's going to be covered, it's very important that the hairstyle is perfect from each angle,
Yeah.
So do you know, that I'm the only hairdresser, hairstylist in this entire makeup week?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Well, I know it's makeup week, but there are more people like yourselves who are hair and makeup. So
yes, yeah,
and then there's a lot of people like me who are obviously just makeup artists, but who would love to have that basic skill to be able to hold their own. If for example, a hairdresser didn't turn up on a shoot, or they had a client who was let down, that they could do something that was creative.
Generally what makeup artists say is that, when it's a free shoot, for sure, then sometimes the assistants, if they get a paid job, what they say is like, okay, they, say, I'm not well and I can't come. But basically they've got some paid work and they let them down. So in that case, the makeup artists say that, if we had some basic skills, it would really help us, to be able to cope at such a time. So it's very important that a makeup artist does have some skills. I mean, I'm not talking about something as complicated as this editorial hairstyle. It's not really complicated. As I said, that the technique is very simple. If you try it out 2-3 times, you would get the hang of styling the hair. Of course, with some practice. As I said, that this was prepared by me, planned. I have tried it out because I had to know which section to take when. So that's important. But it's a beautiful style. And as I said, that one has to plan that, do I want the softness? Do I want the strength? Do I want straight lines? Do I want curved lines? What is the look that I want to create? So all that matters. The same thing can be done with very strong lines also. It doesn't have to be, done in this manner.
Yeah.
There, I'm done, but I'm just going to do a little finishing, just check out where I could improvise the finishing.
But I love the way that you've got the way, it's almost like waves cascading down. Beautiful.
So for me, it's important that, I get my shape like this, going from narrow to broad. It always gives the model a more slimming effect when it's sleeker on the sides,
Yeah. Well, this is mine.
Okay. Great for having 20% concentration on your hairstyle. And
is that okay?
Without your donut and without your extensions, you've done a great job and you pass.
Oh, let's just see if we've got any questions whilst we've got you here now. Okay. So just refresh us on how long your courses are, please, Seema. What's your basic course? Is that the week-long one?
All are 1 week. Each course is 1 week.
Each course is 1 week. Okay.
1 week, and a person can come in and do 1 week, and later on decide when they want to plan the next week. So it's absolutely, like how in London with us, so we have different levels when you're doing the color, the basics, you have the ABC and the creative and the advanced. It's based on similar lines where, you can do your blow dry and tonguing, then you have your fundamentals and bridals, then you have your advanced, and then your editorial and avant-garde. So person can come in and study as and when they can, they can plan their study time according to the budget.
And when will your courses start again? Have you been given the go-ahead as to when you can start to look at reopening and do your courses again?
I think Bombay is going to be closed for a while. It's pretty bad, but we'll see. It's nothing planned.
And could you do anything online? Could you do like an online tutorials like this?
I can. I'm planning to eventually. But I need to be more prepared for it. I don't have my equipments, I don't have my tools. Even the extensions I just had because I had brought them over for washing it, for giving it a shampoo and blow dry, and that is why I had the extensions.
Thank God you did have the extensions.
When you see the hairstyle,
that's gorgeous.
So it should look good. This part also can be covered and styled, but I doubt that my model will have to show the back of her hair. But if she does, then this also can be, kind of corrected.
No, that's super. Well, there you go. I mean, you've got Seema's work of art there, and I'm not sure what mine is, but it's kind of, it's there. We had a go, and that's the most important thing. And the most important thing is that as a creative, you keep creating. If you are a makeup artist, invest in one of these, invest in a little dolly, have a go, get creative, and then at least you do.
Armin, it's important to invest in a 100% human hair mannequin, because you get so many different kinds that you can't do this if it's not 100% human hair.
Yeah.
So it might be a little expensive, but it's your best friend for the next 2 years or so, because that's how much it lasts, at least 2 years. So invest in a good mannequin, and as a makeup artist, learn at least good blow drying and curling techniques and braiding techniques, which really help to create so many styles. You know, that's what I'm saying, techniques, because then you can create a lot, and you can even, you know, then on YouTube there are a lot of things, or people these days just want to learn from Instagram, but there's a lot of experimentation that one can do. You know, just the beginning, just master your blow dry, thonging, and basic fundamental techniques. And I'm sure that you can handle it all in a shoot, or, you know, for a bride or anybody. It's so important.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Seema, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. And thank you for the little one-to-one I got from you to try and create something.
Great.
But you are an absolute master at your art, and we really appreciate the time here for Makeup Week, for our final day of Makeup Week India, virtual. And hopefully I'll get to see you next time I come to Mumbai. It'd be really lovely to meet you.
I hope to see you soon.
Hopefully you've enjoyed yourself at home, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Seema, thank you for your talent, and hopefully I'll get to see you again.
Thank you so much.